All right, all right. Wait a minute. Let's see. We rolling? Are we rolling? Okay, yes. All right, all right. LDMMAC. This is your boy Coach Shelton Harrison. You're live on the Coach Shelton Harrison Combat Sports Show live. And guys, we got Miss Randa Quiet Storm Markos right here in the live stream. Guys, I can't believe it. My hands are shaking. I mean, I just Randa, how you doing this Saturday evening? Uh-oh. Can she hear me? Hold on, Randa. I think we lost sound. Okay. The sound will be there.
Hello?
What what did I tell you? See that? Now we got sound. Randa, how are you doing this Saturday evening? Or what is it, Saturday afternoon? Sorry about that.
I'm doing great, just taking a little walk outside.
I know you got a beautiful atmosphere back there. It look like you taking a nature hike up the mountain.
I'm actually with family right now. We're at Calasantes in Windsor, and we're just checking out the events that are going on around here.
I bet it must feel nice to breathe fresh air in your lungs. You don't start coughing. I bet that feels nice, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it feels really nice.
Yeah. Well, Randa, you know what? I've definitely been watching your fights for years and years, but the first thing I'm interested in, you are a big fan of CBD oil. You got to tell us about the benefits of CBD oil before we kick it off.
Um, it's got a lot of benefits. Actually, they've done a lot of studies and stuff and shown that CBD oil helps you with cancer and like a whole bunch of different things like pain reliever. It's a pain reliever, it's a stress reliever. I'm not a big fan of like marijuana or anything like that. Like this is different stuff. It doesn't get you high or anything. It just it's a cure for like a lot of things, and people don't know about that. They just know they just hear marijuana and they think it's horrible for you, or it's got a bad name. But CBD oil doesn't get you high or anything, but it's totally good for you, good for a lot of things. They've proven it many times. I like to use it to relieve stress. I like to use it to relieve like nerves, and also they have this really good like rubbing stuff. Is a topical pain reliever, and I like to use it for like injuries, like local injuries, and it totally works for me. Actually, I used it recently. I burned my hands making jalapeno poppers. I totally burned them really bad, and it numbed them. It helped me sleep. I couldn't sleep. It was like 4 hours. I couldn't get rid of the pain, and I rubbed it all over my hands, and I finally passed out.
Are
It
you?
works, man.
Yeah, you know what? I actually, and the reason why I asked you about it is because I'm a big advocate for it. I actually use it, and I've used it the CBD, and we've made the oil with the THC with the CBD, and I've seen benefits. My neighbor, he's seen a lot of benefits from it. It's really good stuff. I mean, even more like football injuries, like my knees, I can actually go back out there and do stuff. Like it kills a lot of pain, inflammation. Man, that stuff like a
Yeah,
gold, man. I don't know who put that
yeah.
on earth, but man, it's good stuff.
It's yeah, it's crazy like how they've given it such a bad name, and now it's finally coming back out, and we're proving that it works. And I totally think everybody should be on this stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty expensive, but to me it's worth every penny. It's worth
Yeah,
every penny that you pay for it. Man,
definitely.
I'm glad. Man, I was like, yeah, she's a CBD component. I'm glad. Okay, so Randa, you just we'll change gears. You just got out of a fight against a very tough Marina Rodriguez, um, and I actually saw like a lot of different things, in your whole game. Like for the first, like for the first round, I saw you come out and you were like ultra aggressive. So is that something that you would just like, just game planning all together? Like I'm gonna come out aggressive, and I'm gonna establish dominance in this fight early.
No, I don't like to have a game plan, which is just something like because you never know what's going to come out when you walk into that cage. You never know how the person's going to react. And when I got in there, I noticed that she was scared. Like I was like being like I had this like fu attitude, like fu UFC attitude, And I went in there and just like I don't know, I just saw the fear in her eyes, and so I acted on it and took her down right away, and took action on her fear.
When you caught her with that first right hand, because Randy, you hit her with a nice right hand. I mean, do you think that she was like kind of like surprised that you were able to just get in there with that right hand? Because I know they're preparing for your wrestling. but they didn't think of you as a stand-up threat.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people see that my hands have improved a lot since I started, and I don't think she's gotten hit very much in her career. I don't. I like she's a very aggressive person, and she takes it to her opponent. So that first that we knew that if she got a um, good punch in the face, she's gonna be fearing you the whole time. So definitely, we were thinking about that as we went into the fight.
Wow. Well, I'm gonna tell you something, Randa. In this particular fight, I was like, you know what? This this is Randa Markos like 5 point thousand because man, she coming in, and you were really flaunt like you were getting into it, and your offense, your stand up started to work, and then when you took her down and you were just really controlling the pace on the ground, I felt like the ref, he was looking for a reason to try to stand you up. And I'm like, come on, ref. Leave her alone. She's working. She's working. Let the girl work. Please let her work. Like, what was your thoughts when you had on the ground and you were just, really trying to go for your submissions and ground and pound?
I was honestly looking for I was looking to control her because I feel like in my last few fights I've kind of lost my jits, and I've gained ever since I've been to 313 jiu-jitsu. I kind of got back my like how good I used to be on the ground. I feel like I'm better now, and I've been really working on heel hooks. Actually, I was trying to set her up for a heel hook. So when she trapped one of my legs, I was looking to set her up for the heel hook, but then she just gave me mount. So then I just took the mount and yeah, stayed there, and then I was looking for the armbar. But I'm so like going into the UFC, your game changes because they put fear in you. You can lose a couple fights and be out, and you never have that fear before the UFC. So I feel like once I got there, it's like the whole like submission thing, like letting everything go and attacking the submission, kind of like it puts a fear in you. Like, what if I don't get the submission? What if I gave up my top game, my top position, because I went for a stupid submission and don't get it? So I was really, really trying to control her and look for that submission, and then time ran out. So we had to stand back up.
Well, Randa, and when you talk about like, if you try something or if you take a risk, you could be out. It's a few people that I'm like, man, why are they out? Because these are pretty much pioneers, and I consider you, people like you, Felice Herrick, I consider you guys pioneers because you guys, you were there when the original strawweight division started. You guys were, fighting in the other organizations with little to no recognition, and you guys come on and you guys put on these phenomenal matchups, and it's like, okay, well, damn, I just fought my heart out, and I put on an entertaining, show for the fans. Randa, I remember when you were here, and I was at the fight. You fought in Charlotte, and I'm gonna tell you something. I think you would have died that night in that octagon, like literally, because that's you went for it, and nobody even knew you were hurt. And then to just have that in the back of your brain, like, oh crap, I'm being mounted. Like, is that like really extremely stressful? And if it is really that stressful, how does that alter your fight path?
You mean like being injured?
Yeah, well, being
Like,
injured and then having the stress of, oh man, if I don't change this position, I could be cut.
man, I didn't want this fight, to be honest, like this recent one. But they came to me and they said, "Do you want to take this fight?" I said, "I'm still injured. I didn't even get cleared yet." And so I told them that, and they said, "Well, then you're cut." That's the true story behind this fight. And
What?
so then I called them back. Yeah, so I called them back and I said, "Well, what do you mean I'm cut? Like, there's other people with worse records than me who are still in the game. Like, I beat good people. I beat awesome people. And um and almost all but one fight was extremely close. And they said you're cut and whatever. That's just how it is. And so I said, well, if I take this fight, can I still have this fight? And they said yes. So I had to go and get cleared first. Tell them that I had to make sure my leg wasn't broken or fractured or anything. And so I took this fight. And yeah, you definitely have that fucking fear. Like, it's not like you're not. I feel like I'm not free. Like, I can't be myself. I can't go in there and just throw down. Like, the only time I throw down is when I don't give a shit, and I need to have that attitude all the time. But like, you still want your job at the end of the day. You work hard for this. Like, I busted my ass off every day. Like, I travel like crazy just to get the right training that I need. And it's like, just like that, you can be cut. It sucks.
Yeah, you know what? I bet you got this list, and I call it, I call it the no love list, and it's almost like, I'm like, damn, you fought like you fought so many tough people, and you were willing to take those tough fights, and it's like I knew that you got hurt in Charlotte. I knew it because when you were leaving, I was like, man, and I saw you walk by me, and you were limping. And I'm like, I started to wonder if she's completely 100%. And then, you took a fight before this fight against Marina, and I was convinced that you wasn't completely healed, but you just kind of
Mhm.
confirmed it. I was like, man, there's no way she's healed.
Yeah, y- I don't know, like pain is not pain is not like something for me to like step away from. Like I've had injuries, I've had horrible injuries before, and I fought through them, and it's nice to be healed and go into a fight, but I always think like anything can happen, you know. You can get injured like during the fight. You have to be able to face it and like ignore the pain and continue through it. But to take on someone who's 11-0 with an injury a month from the last fight you had was very stupid for me. But I wouldn't take it if like I had the option. Just because a month away, undefeated fighter. Not that I can't beat her, but the fact that I like I have the choice. I thought I had the choice and I didn't. So uh, it's just a lot goes into it, but sometimes you don't have the choice, so you gotta just suck it up, get healed fast, and go in there.
And I think you're one of the few fighters that you actually say it, because you got a lot of fighters that just won't say anything. They'll just say that they'll tell a story. They'll lie. They'll say, well, I wasn't at my best, or this was the burning. I mean, this was the better fighter. But you actually came out and said, no, you got to take this fighter you cut. I think though, after a while, when you like some injuries, I used to box, and yeah, the sinus injuries, the nose injuries, I kind of had to fight through those. But if it's like a serious injury, such as your leg, and you have to have that to walk, you can't do your submissions properly, you can't roll properly, you can't get back to your feet properly if if you have a hurt leg. I mean, did anybody take that into consideration? I mean, I know you did.
Yeah, my coaches did, but no, like you just gotta suck it up and do it. Like this is your job. It only takes one. You can get cut anytime. So you gotta take what's given to you. Suck it up and take it.
Okay. Now, Randa, I calculated. I watched this fight. Okay. I watched this fight 3 times. The reason why I watched the fight, because I'm like, okay, the first time I saw it, I'm like, okay, this is a robbery. Second time, I said, this is a robbery. Third time, I said, hey, this is a robbery. And I calculated, Randa, that you had ground control for 10 minutes and 3 seconds of a 15-minute fight. Okay? I mean, I counted that you had that much top control. I mean, how are the judges going to explain this? I, Jesus, man.
Hey man, I thought I won the fight in Mexico. I thought I won the fight in Mexico. Like I don't know. It's just it is what it is. I guess you can't like the girl's from Brazil. The girl's undefeated. Why would they want to ruin her record, putting a loss on her record? Also, like, I should have done more. I shouldn't have kept it so close. I I believe that. I shouldn't have kept it so close. And like there's things I gotta work on. And I will work on them, like I'm looking to be the best, and every fight is a learning game. Like I said, it's a lesson. And my lesson was I need to spar more MMA rounds. I've been doing a lot of boxing rounds. I've been doing MMA rounds, but I feel like I need to do strictly MMA rounds. You know, like getting that tired in the second round. Like it wasn't really like tired. I tend to think too much, and that's what my sports psychologist is helping me with. Like second round, I step back and I overthink everything. Third round, I'm like, fuck it, just do it. So and it's been happening for the last I don't know how many fights. Like I just overthink the second round, overthink. So it's just a learning game.
So now is your sports psychologist trying to help you train your brain to say, let's just have a fuck it attitude through the whole fight, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
then we can go fuck somebody up. I mean, is that what you're trying to tell you?
Basically, like stop
So
thinking, do. And it's, a lot of it is me being very negative on myself. Like people around me when they tell me that I'm doing good, I tell myself that they're just saying that because they want me to feel better about myself. You know what I mean? Instead of saying, okay, they know what they're talking about. If they say I'm doing good, I'm doing good. I'm like really hard on myself, and that's really affected me. So
Man. Well, I mean, at least you're one of those fighters that's honest, and I think that's why I actually had to follow you because I'm sitting here watching you fight, and I got to be honest, I think it's a lot of fighters that still really wouldn't want to fight you because it's like, dang, I gotta deal with Markos. Are you kidding? She gonna bring the fight to me for 5 rounds or 3 rounds, and she never gets. She's gonna have a tough time. I'm gonna have to wear her down. I'm gonna have to make Randa stop. I mean, do you have fighters that actually tell you after a fight, like, damn, girl, you really are a tough fighter?
yeah, actually, Nina Ansaroff came up to me after the fight and said, "Man, you're fucking tough." So that was like a real shock to me for like, she just wanted to fight, and um, I felt like she had a good game plan. She had a good game plan against me, like getting me off for just running off, uh, very smart of her to run away from most of the fight and just leg kicks. But yeah, for her to say that to me, and she actually said that I won the last fight too. She was there, so that was really cool of her to say that and to give me credit. So yeah, it's pretty cool to hear that.
Wow.
I've had a lot of people tell me I was ridiculously strong too. So I think
Yeah,
that's my wrestling background.
yeah. I think people will look at you and underestimate your size because on TV, you look a lot more like large on TV, not like you fat or anything, but larger. But then when I actually saw you in person, I'm like, okay, Randa is petite, but she's strong. I'm like, wow, and I was shocked that you were able to do so much, with you being usually the smaller fighter in most of your fights. Like that's amazing. And I always tell people, listen, don't let the record fool you. I always say this girl can fight. Um, she's got dog in her. When I mean dog that look, you'll go down to the end. So and it's a lot of close fights you've been in. I mean, I remember you went in a close fight with Jessica Penne, and I actually thought you won that fight. You in a close fight with Alexa Grasso, and then you in this close fight with Marina Rodriguez.
There's
Uh,
also Carolina. Carolina, that was a close fight too.
oh, Karolina Kovacevic, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You've been in a lot of tough like close fights. Like how would things be different if some of those decisions actually went your way?
Man, it would be so different. Like Nina beats me and she moves up to 11. I fought Carolina. I'm pretty sure she had like one other fight after that, and then she got a title fight. Like I don't know. It's a huge difference winning and losing. Huge difference.
Yeah, yeah, because I remember when you lost to Grasso, they moved you down 5 spaces. In the ring, I said, what is this? I'm like, come on, come on. And it's not like you lost to, somebody who, was like some kind of slouch fighter. I mean, Grasso's a good fighter too. And I'm like, wait a minute, to drop you 5 spaces. I'm like, okay, there's somebody behind the scenes that they're just sitting there. There's some guy in a suit that's making these rankings or marking the stuff up. And did you and Jeff like look at that and say, what the hell is going on?
At that point we kind of knew like it's been happening for so long. Like I beat Carla Esparza and I don't even move in the rankings. Like it doesn't make sense. So we kind of got used to it. So it didn't shock us at all.
Yeah, well, I was shocked. I was shocked. I kind of made a couple of videos, but I'm like, yo, like, where is this? Where's this bottom line? Because it's not like you're not entertaining, and it's not like you don't actually sell the build up of the fight, to get people watching the fight. So I'm sitting here trying to rationalize it. I go through all my little metrics, and I just I can't explain it. Me, I'm at a loss for words. But it was really kind of crucial because I thought you were making some headway, some good progress, and I was like, okay, man, top 10, top 5. Quiet Storm can get that title shot one day, man. I was banking on it. And then it's just they move you down that far. So I'm like, okay. So now, when you leave out of this whole thing, what's the biggest thing that you took away from the Rodriguez fight? Like the biggest thing that you just came out of there leaving, you were just like, okay, I understand this now.
Um, I understand that I'm fucking tougher than I give myself credit for. You know, like this girl's supposed to be uh really good at clinch, really good at Muay Thai. Every time she got me in a clinch, I was hitting her with uppercuts, like 3, 4 in a row uppercuts. Like, um, and the biggest thing I took away from this fight is I need to spar more MMA rounds. Like, um, enough with the boxing. My hands are good. We need to put it together to the MMA rounds. Uh, um, I don't know. Just I'm tougher than I think I give myself credit for.
Yeah, Rand, I think you're a better fighter than what you would give yourself credit for. What you have a lot of detractors, but I think you're a better fighter, and I think that I think when the pieces all come together for you, when you really I think you are, and I believe you are. I just think when the pieces fall together, I think that you're gonna hit your peak like so late, and like at this stage of life, you can still peak, and I'm like, I don't even think you peaked yet. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think you
Uh,
peaked.
I don't feel like I have. Like people tell me, "Man, you've made it. You made." I'm like, no, I'm not even. No, I'm not even there yet. I feel like I can do so much. I haven't been able to like to break those barriers yet. I'm not there yet.
That's okay, but man, when that barrier finally broken, when you go through the physical and mental barrier, I think somebody going to sleep or somebody gonna get submitted on a whole nother level, man. Because it's a beautiful thing. But I noticed something that you do in the octagon that I'm impressed. Like you do a version of capoeira. I mean, is that true? Is that what that is? Like you're moving, and it's like it's really hard for people to hit you with a straight punch. Like you're moving and you kind of shuffling, then you move. It's like a dance. I'm like, look at Randa's in there dancing, man.
Yeah, actually, when I worked with my boxing coach, Glove, Coach Glove, he taught me to just be myself and just move and go like just basically dance. Go back and forth, just dance and like just keep moving basically. And we literally go round after round after round. We were doing 12 rounds at a time. Just moving, just getting used to just moving, move, and yeah, that's where I got that from.
Man, look, that works. I mean, it's actually it's nice to watch because I'm like, okay, does this person try to get you? Nope, she couldn't get you. Nope, she couldn't get you. And then it's like it's also rhythmic. Like and I was noticing that and I kept trying to pronounce the name. I said I can't pronounce that, but I've seen that before. But I do see some I see some guys, some of those guys in the Caribbean, they use that, where they move back and forth. And I was like, man, has Randy ever been to the Caribbean? But no, you just explained that, this guy, he explained it all to you. So
Yeah, he basically just told me to like stop thinking and just move. Like and when I did it and obviously stay low in the stance, and when I did it, it just felt natural. Just move, like loose body and just like I don't know. You don't get tired, nothing. Just keep moving, and then you're dodging everything.
okay. Now we got a lot of Canadian fans in here, Randa, and some people are actually talking. And I'm sorry, guys, I'm not ignoring you guys. You can definitely ask Randa your questions because I know she's with her family, and I realize that I don't want to keep Randa all day because she had to make time. So, um, okay. One person says, you're a diamond in the rough. That's the same thing I said. See, I said that. Um, okay, all right. And one guy thanked you, Johnny Suave. He told you thank you for the knowledge on CBD. So he is gonna actually get him some CBD and
Yeah,
actually
give
try
it a
to
try, man. You'll love it.
get it. So now now that you probably get some time to heal, who do you think in the back of your mind? Who do you think that you will be paired up with next?
I'm not sure. I always wanted to fight Claudia Gadelha, to be honest with you. Like I really,
Hot dog.
since I started, I always wanted to fight her. I feel like we have similar style. I feel like it would be a great fight.
Okay. All right, you and Claudia Gadelha. That'll be a heck of a fight. I mean,
Yeah, I don't think that would be anytime soon, but like that would be an awesome fight that I would like to have.
well, you can, you definitely, she's beatable because I mean, there's been some people that has actually beaten Claudia Gadelha, and I'm pretty sure you'll be looking at a lot of Jessica Andrade video, what Jessica did to defeat Claudia, and
Yeah,
actually what Carla Esparza did, because I thought Carla Esparza did a better job, on
yeah, that
Claudia
was a
Gadelha.
close fight.
Yeah, so I mean, were you actually shocked by the outcome of that particular fight?
Well, Claudia was saying that she had an injury going into that fight, so um, maybe that. made the fight closer. I don't know, but I thought it was a great fight, really close. But who knows if she didn't have the injury, maybe it wouldn't be so close. But I still think that they're very similar. What I noticed Claudia did, like every time she got on her, she was crossbody, and it made it impossible for Carla to get up. And I thought that was pretty smart.
Okay. Yeah. It was very smart of Carla, and of course, you recognizing all that stuff, Randa. It almost sounds like you could be a commentator. When you
I don't
finally
think so.
said, really, you really don't think you could be like a commentator and analyze and break down fights?
I don't know. My husband always says like I'm really good at it when I'm watching the girls fight and I'm not fighting them. I can pick them apart and like see all the flaws and see all like their good the good uh all the good that they do and all the flaws. So, but I never thought about it.
Okay, see, look at it. You got hidden skills and talents that you don't even know about. That's because you understand the business, you understand the whole fighting game. Okay, Rugby Queen, who is a great fan of yours, she says, when your contract is up with the UFC, would you resign if they offered, or would you take your talent to another promotion? Good question.
Well, I never wanted to leave the UFC. I know I don't want to leave the UFC. I really like being a part of it, and and my I always wanted to be the UFC champ. That's still my goal. I want to be the UFC champ. So if they give me opportunity to stick with the UFC, I definitely take it.
Don't be trying to write Randa out of the UFC. Randa says she going for that title. You know what? I'm gonna be sitting right back here backing the whole thing. Randa Markos. I need to get a face off with Randa and the champion. Okay, all right. I'm gonna
Hey,
set that up.
no one's beating the shit out of me. Not one person has beaten the shit out of me. So it's like I'm right up there with everybody. And you can sit there and look at my record all you want, but no one's has beaten the shit out of me. These fights have all been close. If I fucking figure it out and I turn the switch, I don't know. I feel like I'm unstoppable.
That's what thank you. I'm glad you're saying it. I'm glad you're saying it because I've been telling people this for years and they thought I was crazy. I'm like, look, because even when you was on the Tough Show, I said, hey, this Marcos woman, I'm telling y'all, she got another level. She got two levels. She can be nice outside the octagon, but I said, as soon as she get in that octagon, there's like a lion inside of her. I said, don't underestimate this girl. And lo and behold, you started beating up on the people who thought that they could beat you. I was loving every second of that too.
Man, when I fought um when I fought in Charlotte and I had torn my MCL and fully torn my patella, my kneecap. Everyone told me not to do it. Everyone told me not to do it. And when I got in the cage, like when I got there, I was literally crying in the morning, thinking, "What the fuck am I doing? I can't even bend my knee. I couldn't even bend my knee all the way."
Man,
And I got in there and dominated every round. Like that is what I can do. I had one leg and I fucking dominated every round. And I'm sitting here questioning myself when I'm fighting somebody else, like with a, when my legs are fine. Like I just need to let it go, stop thinking, and just fucking get those killer instincts involved.
man, don't question yourself. Another matter of fact, listen, I'm just Random Marcos finna go in here and just tear through. Man, you finna go up the ladder this fast. I'm telling you. Man, please don't, cause I see it. Cause I watch these fights and I, I can tell when somebody got it. I can tell when they got it, and I can't get too excited, but I'm excited because I know that this is the kind of fighter that you are, and it's just I can't wait till it all come together. Because man, when it do, it's gonna be a beautiful thing, and then it's gonna be stuff that maybe Jeff was telling you, maybe your other coaches was telling you. Like Randa, it's already here. You're already good. Now it's just time to capitalize on the moment because, like you said, you worked your ass off, day in and day out, in that gym, sweating, bleeding, just paying the price, sacrificing, and you've been doing all this work, and you've been hurting in that gym, man. I can't wait because it's gonna be time for you to hurt back. And when you hurt
Yeah.
back, it's gonna be nasty. Whoever in there, when they decide to all come together, it's gonna be a bad night for them. I see it.
Yeah.
Quiet Storm is I don't know. I don't think they're gonna change your name to Lightning Storm because you're gonna strike somebody and it's going down. It's going down. But yeah, I see that though. So
Thank you.
yeah. Thank you for having thank you for having dreams, man, and goals, because it's a lot of people that don't have it. But I want to ask you, and then I'm gonna let you go here in a minute. I really wanted to ask you, okay, how do you when you wrestle somebody, what are the different types of entryways to get somebody down? Because if the person isn't a striker, and this for the people that don't, they're fans, but they want to understand. How do you get an entry in for a takedown? Because you can't just do it, right?
Yeah, you got to throw a nice combo. I don't like to shoot straightforward. I think with somebody who throws knees, somebody throws, you know, who strikes straightforward or attack straightforward, you don't want to shoot for a double right off the bat. You got to angles, create angles. But my favorite way to get a takedown, you fake an overhand right, you get the back, and you sweep them to the ground. I used to do it all the time before I got into UFC. I did actually against Teach Torres, um,
Yeah, it was a good
and
fight.
I feel like it was when my hands weren't even good because I would just throw it just as a distraction. People think I'm throwing a wide overhand right, and it's actually just to get their hands up. So I take the back and sweep to the ground. So, but yeah, if you're not going for the back, you're shooting on angles. Create angles, set a good combo, create an angle, then shoot. Never straightforward. Like you see Carla Esparza shooting straightforward, and
Hmm.
then she like a lot of times she loses it. If you step back, she's gonna lose it. She likes to keep driving forward, and she wasn't able to do it to Claudia Gadelha. She wasn't able to do it to me. Shooting straightforward, and if I were to throw knees, it'd be a perfect opportunity to get somebody right in the head. So I don't believe in shooting forward angles.
Okay. That's man, guys. I think you guys need to. I think Randa need to charge y'all for that. Okay. I think she need to charge y'all for that. You guys need to pay this woman for that because that's gold. So now,
Also,
oh, I'm sorry. Yes, ma'am.
trips. Sorry, trips. You got to do the trips. Double to a trip, single to trip. Like the trips are amazing. I like actually I did that in my last fight. I took her down, double, switched it over to a trip, and then you keep the leg, and then you got a solid takedown.
So now, how do you stop somebody from actually taking you down? What's the art of takedown defense? Like, what does a person have to do to really master the art of it? Because I see you do a good job of mastering takedown defense.
With Carla Esparza, we worked on that a lot, and basically you stay low in your stance, stay really low in your stance, boxing stance, and so that you're able to throw your legs back. So extremely low in stance and move against a good wrestler. If you're moving, actually, when I was in Montreal, I trained with an Olympic wrestler, and every day I would go in there, and I was basically a dummy for this girl because I couldn't stop her. She was really good, but I figured it out, and the more I moved, she couldn't set me up for takedown. I moved like the moment I stopped moving, she could take me down. So to defend yourself against a good wrestler, just move side to side, constantly switch, and then they need you to stop in order for them to shoot on you, and also stay low so that you can get your legs back, hips back right away, defend the
Wow,
takedown.
wow, man. See, and that's something I never did know because in boxing you don't have to wrestle that much. You don't have to wrestle at all. You just got to clinch. So, that's weird. Because when I wrestled in high school, I wish they'd have showed us that because I probably wouldn't have got slammed so many times. But it's man, that's really good. Hey, Randa, my last question, and then I know you got to get back. And everybody, they're giving you a lot of love, Randa. Everybody's telling you hello. They love Canadians now because of you. God dog it, Randa.
Thank
Look
you.
at this. Look at this. What do you do when you go to a takedown? What's the first thing that you think? Like, which submission are you thinking, and which one is the most easiest for you to apply?
Well, right now, um, I don't know the easiest submission. There's no easy submissions anymore. Like when you get to the higher levels, submissions are not that easy,
Hmm.
But obviously, I'm always looking to isolate one arm and go for an arm bar. For I don't know. When I first started out, those were every fight was an armbar, you know. And now it's a lot more difficult than it used to be. But always looking for an arm, isolate one arm. Can also do a lot of good heel hooks now from since I've been working on them for like the last 8 months. Switch everything over to a heel hook.
Wow. So I mean, is it because is it because on this level the fighters are stronger, or is it just because they're more strong? Is it because they're just more skillful?
More skillful, definitely more skillful. Everybody, you need to be better. You need to be good everywhere, and I feel like in the amateur levels, you come in with one set of skills, and you think you start dominating fights with one set of skills, and then you get to the higher levels, like no, you got to know how to grapple too. You got to know how to do Muay Thai too. You got to know how to do. You got to be decent everywhere, and I feel like the level is a lot more better now.
Wow. Guys, Randa Marco just taught you dudes how to get out of. I mean, how to actually. Well, she told you about the submissions. Okay, she didn't tell you how to get out of them because then she be telling you your secrets. I know. A Kimura was painful for me. I felt helpless. Like somebody put me in a Kimura, and I'm like, what the hell? What's, and when you can't get out, I couldn't get out of it because I was like, what the heck is this? Um, but but Randa, I really honestly I appreciate it. I was like, I've interviewed like many fighters, but I'm like, I've always wanted to actually just have a chat with you about just the fight game because I know you know so much about it, and I know that you've had your trials and tribulations, but the fact that you're still going in, you're still having great fights, and you're still having a confidence in yourself, and I think it's a great thing because you've never been finished in a fight. Um, you went the distance with a lot of great fighters, and so Randa, with that, I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day just to even chat with me.
Well, I appreciate you giving me really like kind words and having all the support from you and from all your fans. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
We're gonna keep supporting you, Randa. We're gonna keep
Thank
supporting
you.
you. I don't care, I don't care if you win the title. I don't care if you get robbed in the title. I don't care if you win 5 titles. We still gonna support you. And notice I keep saying keep winning titles because that's the whole thing. That's what it is. Speaking into the atmosphere, and here it comes.
Thank you.
Well,
I
Randa,
appreciate it.
do you have anybody that you just wanna you want to give shout outs to, you want to thank, you know, your mom. And I saw the documentary on your mom too. God, that touched me. That was another reason why I just like, man, Randa Markos is amazing, you know. But yeah, do you have any people you wanna thank?
My mom, especially, of course, my mom. People don't understand what my life was like growing up, and it was very negative, very like abusive, and verbally, physically abusive, and just being from the Middle East, coming to a country where things are completely different. My parents had a hard time adapting to it, but my mom has always been very positive, and she always my way of thinking has a lot to do with my mom. She's very look at the bright side, look at the bigger picture. When things aren't going your way right now, it's just setting you up for the future. There's a reason for everything. There's a reason for the way things fall. It's just setting you up for what's to come. And she really helped me to think that way. And of course, my family, my coaches. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have the skills that I have. And just my sponsors, my fans. Thank you so much. I appreciate all your support.
Man, Randa, could you please tell Mother Marcos, and I hope I can call. Could you please tell her that Coach Shelton Harrison said hello, and I mean honestly, please tell her that. Tell her that I pray that her days are many on earth, and I pray that you guys have many happy times together. If you can remember all that.
I will.
Okay.
Thank you.
And Randa, one last thing, because I know you got to get back to the family. Can you do a drop? Can you say your name and you're watching Coach Shelton Harrison?
Hey everyone, I'm Randa Markos, the Quiet Storm, and you're watching Coach Shelton Harrison.
Amen. Randa, thank you again. Listen,
Thank you.
Definitely, before your next matchup, maybe even take about 10 minutes and ask you a couple of questions about it, and definitely try to get the word out so people can watch it as well.
Yes, of course. Thank you.
God bless you. Thank you, Randa. You have a great day now. Enjoy this Saturday. It's beautiful outside.
Yeah. Thank you.